Hi everyone, this week, as promised, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the technology in Titleist's 718 new irons. So I'm only going to talk about the AP irons this week, and they actually have 3 of those now. So Titleist have always had the AP1 and the AP2 for quite a few years now, and they've actually just introduced the AP3, which you can see on the screen behind me. We'll start with the AP1. The AP1 is the most forgiving, the longest, the most distance-inspired iron that Titleist make. So how they do this, the face is very, very thin and it's unsupported. So behind the face, that gives the face as much room as possible to flex, give that ball as much ball speed as possible, as much height and as much carry. How do they make this golf club forgiving along with long? So in the toe of this golf club, there's a big chunk of tungsten weighting. So the reason they use tungsten is it's a very, very dense material, so what that can ensure is they can move the weight around in the club head to as much as a higher possibility as they can do really, without making the club head any bigger. So that really is the main tech in the AP1. Going on to the AP2. So this is the 718 AP2, again brand new, just released. This golf club hasn't changed as much as others over the years, purely because this is one of the most used irons on tour. So if the tour players are really happy with it, Titleist don't want to change it too much, they just want to try and evolve it and make it slightly better year on year. How have they done that? The AP2 actually has 2 tungsten weights, so it has one in the toe and then also one in the heel. So the whole idea of that is to spread the weight to the edges of the club head to try and make that club as stable as possible for impact and resistance to twisting to try and stop your bad shots going offline as much as possible. So the new version of the AP2 actually has a tungsten toe cap on the edge of the club head. So they've just moved that weight to a little bit more of the extremes to provide more forgiveness. And then lastly, the club which I think a lot of golfers are a little more excited about because it is a brand new product, is the AP3. So the AP3 sits between the AP1 and the AP2. So the AP1 is all about distance and forgiveness. The AP2 is more about consistency and forge feel. So the AP3 gives you a little bit of both worlds. How do they do that? So the AP3 is actually a hollow body construction. So by doing that, they can allow the face to react almost a little bit more like a wood. Again, give you a bit more flex and a bit more ball speed. And they're using something they call their L-cup face. So the face and then the first part of the sole is actually one solid unit. So what that allows it to do is flex more, flick the ball up in the air a bit higher to give you that ultimate height and then again ultimate carry. The AP3, however, has a very sleek look. It looks almost identical to the AP2. So it's what Titleist call a tour-inspired look. So if you're after a club that doesn't look chunky in the golf bag, but that's going to give you forgiveness and give you distance, then the AP3 is potentially a club that you should try. So below this video, I am also going to include a link to Titleist's official promotional videos for each one of these 3 irons. So if you wanted to see exactly what they have to say after watching this from me, then you're more than welcome.